It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, this is a team they knocked out in the first round in last year's playoffs, so they'd better be ready. Some extra motivation on this one. And as we come up to the midway point of the season, Kenny, we're seeing some of the veterans who started slower now picking up the pace.
Well, I think early on, a lot of times, if you've been in the playoff for some veterans, the early going in the season is a little mundane. But then as you start seeing the light at the tunnel, they don't pace themselves anymore. And you want to make sure that you're in playoff position to make something special happen at the end of the year.
Excellent use of the word mundane, by the way. How about you, Shaq?
Well, Monday, experience told me when you need to go hard and when you need to pull back. You know, the best veterans will be there when it matters the most.
That's mundane, not
okay, I thought
Monday.
he said Monday.
Like mundane, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Got it, my bad.
Two different things.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
We are live. It's a Thursday night presentation here on 2K Sports with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
The bombs were really falling, weren't they? I mean, great shooting, especially when you consider it was on the road.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. Taking a look at the Wizards. They've got Baller. Abdul-Jabbar is out there with Garnett, and it's clutch, and it's Ball in at the one. Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against the up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups for them in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Boy, in that playoff series against the Bucks, the Bulls looked like they were primed for an upset as they started slowly. Eventually pulled it together and came in as the underdogs against the Cavs.
And the Cavs knocked out the Bulls in 6 games. Bulls went up 2-1 in the series, but didn't have an answer for LeBron. Strong effort from the Bulls, though, but they just couldn't match the firepower of the Cavs.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Nash kicks to Young. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Bulls on D. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. Let's find out, DB.
He talked about how much respect he has for Kevin Garnett, saying he's just the ultimate competitor. He's unselfish, plays for his teammates, and we've got to really have our motor revving and play with a lot of intensity. We cannot let him outwork us. Kevin looked for a real physical game.
All right, Doris, thanks. And now here's Fernandez, the fast break opportunity.
Just a good, solid, aggressive finish there on the break.
Not going to get much easier than that, Greg. Simple.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Nash kicks to Redick. Now the feed to Howard. Screen by Young. To the inside. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Garnett.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
Here's Baller. And Washington again with the bucket.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
The dish to Howard. To stop the run, and the layup is up and in. Howard. Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
And Young is so efficient in his scoring that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
Here's Garnett following the basket by Dwight Howard. That's good.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Now, here's Redick. A 14-point game for him in the win against Toronto. And he gets the bucket. Here is Skinny. He feeds it to Garnett. Pass the ball. Baseline try. And Washington again with the bucket.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now, here's Redick. Feeds to Young. He dishes it to Nash. Connects from three-point range. Nash has got 5 now.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Uses both hands to slam it down.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
Here's Anthony. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Looking at the Wizards, they weren't as lauded as other teams last season, but the Wizards were a ferocious group on defense. Numbers support that. Their activity, Greg, could really bother teams.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, oftentimes people look at them and think offense, but it really was, to your point, Kevin, the defense was the strength of that group. I mean, they do get out in transition, but it was the defense, I thought, that really allowed them to become elite.
Here's Redick following the three-pointer by Washington. Howard, the pass to Nash. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Here's Anthony. And he overshot that one, missing. Washington leading now by 8. Garnett outside. He kicks it to Fernandez. And stolen by Redick. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Sets a screen for Redick. And the rejection by Abdul-Jabbar. Now the pass to Garnett. Here is Skinny. For 3, Fernandez. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Fernandez has got 5.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously, that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like more levels.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
Listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And then, listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and haven't gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been, Kev. I think it's about where he's going, what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And for the Wizards here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
And we've really seen them get out and establish a real nice rhythm offensively in this game.
Yeah, and they're finding ways to score multiple ways, playing well and sharing the ball, just operating good at the offensive end.
Nash out there with Lee. Then it's Williams. Then it's Anthony, and it's Lopez in at the 5, down low. That's the Bulls' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now Fernandez after the missed 3 by Carmelo. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Washington.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
The Bulls making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. Garnett, the screen. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Baller, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick.
Assist goes.
Baller's got 9.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe you can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Greg, we know that's in the past, but you can't change that for sure. Nevertheless, a win would be sweet.
It's stolen by Abdul-Jabbar. Here is Fernandez, covered by Lee. The shot from the low post is good.
Another bucket added to the lead. They've been the better team in every facet.
And in my opinion, you get extra bonus points, extra eye of the beholder points when you do it the way they're doing it on the road. That's special.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And guys, Courtney Lee now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
Chicago with the ball after the basket by Washington.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Here is Skinny, 8 points for him. Inside, here's Baller, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one. Talking about Courtney Lee, you know the ball handling and court vision are suspect, but you don't care because he's provided solid defense on the wing, Clark, and he's hit over 40% of his threes last year.
And he's also one of the best free throw shooting 2 guards in the league, Kevin, and last year he and Conley were out of sight at the end of games. That's a wonderful combo to have 2 great free throw shooting guards.
Assist goes to Wilson.
Washington leading now by 16. Here is Skinny. Abdul-Jabbar the screen. There's a screen. Passes to Baller to the left wing. 5 on the clock. Three-pointer Fernandez. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
It started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
So for the Wizards, their last game a win against Cleveland.
And then in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Chicago. And again, no good by Chicago.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Now here is Carter. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Shaq kicks to Jordan. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today. And injuries, once again, were a central theme of the Bulls' season last year. Losing Rose was one thing, but then having Jimmy Butler lose a lot of time put them in such a tough spot.
Wizards leading by 18. Dishes it to O'Neal. Looking for Carter. He gets it there. Back to O'Neal. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Now, here's Nash. He's coming off a 16-point game against Toronto.
And defensively, guys, he was just all over the place, forcing turnovers and applying terrific ball pressure.
Lopez with the steal. Here's Chandler. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Anthony checked in for Chicago. Bulls shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys.
Now here's Shaq. 17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. That's good. Shaq's got his second basket of the game.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Wizards lead by 19. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They are dominating the scoring, leading by 19. And we'll go to Kenny first. What you see out there?
In terms of their offensive performance, that was a very well-played half of basketball. Good ball movement off the ball, hard screens being set, and they found the guy for the open look. That's how they were able to shoot such a tremendous percentage from the field. With that fluid, efficient offense, they'll be tough to catch in the second half.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Chicago?
Well, they run into a very hot shooting team tonight, fellas. And you combine a hot shooting team with the weak defense they've been playing, you're going to get crushed. I hope coach is coming down hard on them right now because they can't keep giving up so many open looks. What are you doing?
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Okay, fans, now coming onto the court are
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. What can you say? Clutch and impressive effort here today.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
So on the floor for Washington, we've got Shaquille O'Neal. Michael Jordan is out there with Tracy McGrady. Then there's Irving. And it's Carter in at the 3, the small forward.
And guys, one thing that was obvious to me, last year the Wizards really matured as a team. I mean, they played as if they expected to win instead of a group kind of coming into their own. I thought they just showed a lot more composure and maturity on the court.
Here's McGrady after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony.
Well, I tell you, he squeezed that orange as tight as he could before that throwdown.
Yeah, no way he was going to lose that thing on the way up. You're right, Clark.
And better safe than sorry on that one, guys.
Here's Redick after the basket by Washington. Poke loose. And here we go. Washington fast break. And Shaq with the slam.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's McGrady. Chicago grabs the miss.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
As you said, the Wizards did look more mature last year on the floor with their play. They made sure to add veterans to achieve that. Right?
And not just any veteran, but a future Hall of Famer in Paul Pierce. I mean, his presence. Fast.
That's how he makes his presence felt.
And we see him do it time and again. He is a special talent.
Hey, guys, as important as it is to go out and compete, let's not forget the entertainment element of this game. What an unreal finisher.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And the Wizards are going with a whole new group out there now. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Nash kicks to Howard. Baseline J on the way. That's good. Howard's got his second bucket of the night.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Abdul-Jabbar the screen. Pass to Fernandez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That's
You're hot. You're hot. And